Hair Care Hotline. How may I help you? Welcome to the first episode of Hair Care Hotline. How may I help you? This series is going to be about you guys. You can send me comments or messages on Instagram, link here, right there, about your hair and your hair concerns. And I, if given enough questions and detailed questions about your hair, can make a video with your @ in the title of the video. Today's request was from Key Lime Pie. She messaged me in this video right here. Please check it out if you haven't already. She had some very good concerns for her hair, which we'll be discussing in this video. Keep in mind, I am not a licensed hairstylist, nor am I a doctor. But the knowledge that I do have is accumulated over 12 years of styling hair unlicensed. I can explain in another video, while I probably will never get my license or certificate in hairstyling and hair care, at least not of anytime soon. But this is just the knowledge that I've had over a long period of time of doing hair for over 12 years. Do with that information what you please. If you care to continue listening, then stick around for this video. Her first question was, how often should she wash her hair? You wash your hair based on your hair care needs. Now that sounds very vague. Let me explain. I'm not going to wash my hair as profusely as someone who washes their hair every day because they sweat a lot, or because they work in a factory and they have a lot of debris in their hair. So here's how I would base how often to wash your hair. Another really good indicator on how often to wash your hair is if your scalp gets really irritated. Now, irritation of scalp can be determined by an allergy, so if you're allergic to a product, a case of buildup, which can also cause dandruff. So if you're having a lot of products that your hair is just not absorbing and it's just sitting on there, you're going to have to wash your hair maybe a little bit more often and stop using those products. So if you find that your hair is getting more irritated, then I would wash your hair according to that, and you don't have to stick to a certain schedule. I don't have a schedule to wash my hair. I don't count the many days that I need to wash my hair. I do it, base it on a feeling. How I wash my hair on a consistent basis is basically if I have debris in my hair, or if I feel like my scalp is more itchy than usual. I don't have dandruff, so when I do get flaky skin, I notice it's either like my eczema and I'm shedding, or it is a sign that there's a product in my hair that my hair is not liking very much. So that is a good indicator. I was like, okay, this is the times I need to wash my hair. So I would definitely base it on when your hair is actually dirty versus like setting an exact time to wash your hair every single time. You know what I mean? Concern number 2, moisturizing your hair. This is something that everybody struggles with, and the answer is different for everybody. But here's how you find out what works for you and what products give you that deep kind of moisture and what to look for in the products. For example, one key and very important thing, this will make your life so much easier, is that you need to understand your hair's reactions. What do I mean by that? For example, you need to tell when your hair is actually absorbing something and when it is rejecting something. For example, I'm going to use myself. When a product, so my hair is super absorbent. It absorbs almost anything and everything. So, and I can pretty much time how long it takes to put something in my hair, I can pretty much time how long it takes for my hair to absorb something. So if it is gone within, like, by the time I get out the house, or at least by the time I get to my car, within 30 minutes or less, I know that, oh, my hair really likes this. And my hair begins to shine and deepen in its color. For example, I did not put any hair dye in my hair besides my colored ends, whatever. But like when my hair is happy, when it is when it accepts whatever I am doing to my hair, it shines and it deepens in its color. When my hair does not accept something, it does not absorb it at all. That product will sit and it will dry out, and my hair will look it'll have this white cast on my hair, and I can definitely tell that my hair is just not taking it. Once you figure out how your hair reacts to what and what it does, what your hair does is different from everybody's. So figure out what your hair does to tell you that it likes something and it doesn't like something. That's gonna be so easy in the future to find any product for you. It's gonna make things so much easier. What you would want to look for in finding if something works for you is absorbency. How fast does your hair absorb the product? How dry does it get afterwards? So in your paragraph, you seem to have like pretty dry hair. You want to see how fast does your hair dry out after the product. A lot of the times, one thing to that, if it dries out extremely quickly, if it feels like, oh, it's moisturized, you shouldn't have to put loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of product in your hair throughout the day. You should be able to put it on in the morning and then you should be good. So if you're having to put more and more, like carry the product with you throughout the day, that product isn't working. It's not for you. You need something more intense to moisture. Cantu is very light, at least from my experience. I don't use Cantu and Shea Moisture because their product and their formula is way too light for my hair. It does nothing for me. I like to use heavy products. Mary Jane gave some really good advice 3-4 years ago now, I think. She gave some really good hair advice that I even used on myself because it was very hard to moisturize my hair because my hair needed so much. A really good method that she said was that she used a conditioner as a moisturizer, which I think was game changing for me, and sometimes or all the time she used to seal it with an oil. Usually her preference was olive oil. For me, my preference is castor oil because I just need that extra intensity for my hair. But I use those in extreme cases, especially during the winter. Though that method is definitely used more in the winter. When it's getting warmer, I would use just regular oils. I don't need to use that high intensity. So if you live in a dry area, I would definitely figure out some really intense moisturizing products and or natural oils. For example, castor oil is fantastic. Fantastic thick oil that can deeply moisturize your hair. Avocado oil. Avocado oil makes your hair feel incredibly soft. It's amazing. Flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil is a good protein for your hair. It's so amazing. It builds up your hair and it makes it nice and strong, as well as that thick coating to moisturize your hair. And another one is grapeseed oil is a good oil for growth. Let me not go on a tangent. Those are just a couple examples if you want to take the natural route, if you don't want to buy an accumulative products. One product I do recommend that I really liked because I used to have a hard time moisturizing my hair. So one product that I still use to this day is Maui. Anything Maui, I freaking love. This stuff, one of my favorite products. Oh, I just love it. I mostly use this during the winter because the stuff, look at this. She thick. I normally like getting the vanilla kind. This is the coconut oil curl quench. It's for thickening and curly hair. I highly recommend. this product. And they also have like nice hair mist stuff. I don't really care for their oils. Their oils are okay. I like to use this one to just make my hair smell nice. It's like a hair perfume. Love this stuff. Maui's are really great. Really, really great for the winter time. In the summer, my always go-to in the summer, sometimes in the winter if I don't need to do like a deep moisturizing routine, is this exact one. The Aveeno line for oat milk blend conditioner. I just use this as my moisturizer. I freaking love them. My hair extremely loves this line during the summer. In the winter, this doesn't do much. But their stuff is also, you probably can't really see much. Also pretty thick, but it's not as heavy as the Maui. So those are two conditioners that I really recommend. And I don't rinse them out. I just put them on my hair. Maybe if my hair is extremely dry, then I'll put an oil on top of that. I only use the conditioners when my hair is extremely dry. On average, if I'm just doing like a daily moisturize routine, I only use oils. For example, like all I did today for my hair was spray my hair with peppermint water. It's literally taking a spray bottle, couple drops of peppermint oil and spraying that. And then I just sprayed it on my hair and just put oil. Bada bing, bada boom. Her next concern was that her edges were receding back. Because she does a daily style, which is just like a ponytail. Just a ponytail. You gotta stop that. One good style while your hair is, especially if your hair is as dry as you're saying it is, that does double the damage. Now, if your hair was extremely moisturized and well taken care of, I don't think ponytails will be as damaging, but because your hair is suffering so much from a lack of elasticity, like any type of pullage, any type of intense pull is going to break the hair, and it usually starts at your edges. Usually goes from here, or some people start having balding spots right here depending on where the ponytail is. If the ponytail is usually right here, people will start to bald right there because you're pulling constantly every day at those tension spots. So here's what I recommend. First things first, we gotta find a different hairstyle for you. One that I recommend that doesn't pull at the edges. Now, if it's just your edges that's struggling, you gotta make sure you do like a simple hairstyle like this, a low bun. I don't double wrap. I'm gonna show you. So here's what I do. I have a stretchy elastic, or yeah, elastic. I'll say elastic. So what I'm gonna do, so that my edges are not pulling, because then I'll get a headache, I'll just do a light, grab it, and just pull. Oops. Hold on. Pull and loop. Once. That's it. I'm not double knotting it. I'm not making it tighter. Simple and loose. Now, if your hair is extremely short, tie it once and twice. Do not double knot it out to make it as tight as you possibly can. That's not going to work. But doing a simple style like this, trying to make it look cute, okay, we're good to go. But I never double knot my scrunchie unless I got a scrunchie like this, then I'll double knot it. But I definitely keep my ponytails loose, and the tension is never on my edges, ever. Now we gotta focus on regrowing back those edges. There are many options for this. One that I found very successful in is using, once again, I'm a big fan of oils. One oil I will recommend, and I'm pretty sure you've heard of this, is using castor oil. Another oil I recommend is using grapeseed oil. That's a really good one. Another recommendation that I have is using a a very intense oil. So this oil can be handmade at home. All you need is some garlic and some olive oil and let it ferment for a couple of days. So garlic oil is really great for regrowing hair. It's fantastic. The only thing is that it smells. Oh, I hope you're not going out anywhere. That stuff reeks like strongly of garlic. Oh my God. And the more you let it sit, the garlic sit in the oil, the more intense the smell gets. So it doesn't die down at any point. So if you're going to use garlic oil, make sure you use it on a day that you're not going out for maybe 1 or 2 days. But it does work. I use it on my mom's hair and it absolutely does work in making new growth of hairs and strengthening it as it comes out. One oil I would recommend for protein, because you're going to need a high intense moisture and you would also need a very good protein to rebuild your hair and just your whole hair in general so that it can stop breaking when you do these styles. Another protein that I would recommend is doing a rice water routine. We literally wash the rice, let it soak in the water until the water is white and murky, and then you can separate the rice from the water and just spray your hair and let that some people, there's different opinions on this. Some people wash the water out. Like I said, my hair is highly absorbent, so by the time I let it sit, it's already absorbed into my hair. There is nothing to wash out. So I just spray it and go. Like I said, many people will tell you many different things. You try it out for yourself. The proteins in the rice water is very strong. So not only does it promote hair growth, but it also gives your hair the protein that it needs. But make sure you test it on yourself first, because some people tend to be allergic to the proteins in the rice water. So test first before you dive into that. The next thing I would recommend, if you don't want to use rice water, carrot oil. I love carrot oil. If I don't want to bother, and I don't want to make rice water, I don't feel like it, I just need some protein I need to go, like in my hair so I can go. It is absolutely fantastic for protein in your hair, and it takes it in quick, at least for me. So if you just need to, like, especially with like your ends, if your ends break a lot easily, put carrot oil on your ends. So I highly recommend those options. There is something that you mentioned that I did want to address, and I want a lot of people to understand. You mentioned that your hair texture is similar or exactly the same as Mary Jane Byram's, which is fine. But I want to stress to people that hair texture doesn't always mean hair behavior. Literally, hair texture, for A, for B, for C, all that literally tells you is what shape your hair is. That's all a curl pattern does. It doesn't tell you the behavior of the hair. For example, my mom has 4C hair. Now, the stereotype of 4C hair is that it is unruly, that it is always dry, that it is high absorbency, and usually tends to be really thick. My mom is completely opposite of that. Her hair doesn't take in as much moisture. It's very easy and very manageable. Her hair is very soft, and she has hair on the thinner side, and she is completely 4C, versus my sister, who has the loosest curl pattern out of all of us in the family. She has 4A hair. Her hair is the most challenging to work with. Her hair is the most tangled. It is the most dry. It is the most unruly to work with. So just because your hair is a certain texture doesn't mean it has the same behavior. So if you're going to research anything online, research your hair's behavior and not the texture. So I would say if your hair is really dry, it's like remedies for dryness in the hair, remedies for hair breakage, remedies for detangling. Research what you're doing, not how it looks. The next thing you mentioned in the comment is that you want to send me a picture, which would be, I would love to see the hair, because then I can get more information if I actually see it. I'm just working on what you're telling me. So anybody who wants questions about their hair and really wants me to see their hair, put it right here. Message me or tag me. I would say this, it'll probably be easier. At me in your picture, in one of your pictures. At me on Instagram. My Instagram is right here. At me on Instagram. Tag me to one of your pictures, because if I get a whole bunch of DMs, I'm probably not going to look at them. I'm going to tell you. I probably won't look at them. But if you at me, that's different. I can look, I can see, and type in the issues that you're having with your hair, so that I know who I could put the face to the question. So type in the issues that you're having with your hair and at me on Instagram, this Instagram right here. So one other thing that you mentioned is that your ends seem to knot up easily. That is pretty normal. The ends of your hair are the oldest part of your hair, and sometimes tend to be the driest. So if your hair is knotting up at the ends, or also because you're exactly doing this, your hair is rubbing against fabric, it is rubbing against your skin. So that's very normal. What I would recommend you doing is putting extra moisture. So if you're going to use, for example, the Maui conditioner, put a good portion in your hands and just focus on that end parts of your hair. And then when you do the bun, tuck your ends into your bun and then call it a day. So this is something that I really wanted to get on you about. What I understood is that you didn't even have a silk pillow, like you lay on your pillow. You don't have a nightcap. That is going to be night and day difference to your hair. I cannot stress this enough. I have had clients where literally all I told them is put a nightcap on every night. And they're like, oh my gosh, how did I not know about this? It's a night and day difference. You need to have a nightcap, a silk pillow. I want you to listen to this. Nice and smooth. I also have a nightcap plus a silk pillow. I recommend getting both just in case it's an exhausting day and you just plop on. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're a tosser and you're a turner and you're just a wild sleeper, I strongly recommend that you get a nightcap and make sure you're wrapping your hair or just capping it on every night. Simple, easy. I would just get the one that you can stretch over your head. I wouldn't get a scarf because scarf is maintenance and you want to keep it simple. And what I would normally do as a hairstyle, I would either put it in a ponytail or I would do it in a pineapple. If you look at one of my reels, you can see in the thumbnail I have my hair up here. That's because at night I always just put it in a pineapple or a top bun, top knot, whatever you want to call it. Put my hair in a bun on the top of my head, put a scarf on, and I go to sleep. One thing I do want to emphasize with moisture for your hair, it's not just an external use. From what I've described, I think your main concern was just dryness in your hair. If you are drinking a lot of caffeine, if you are consuming a lot of alcohol, those things tend to dehydrate you, especially if you're only consuming soda, high sugary things. You gotta drink water. And it sounds like, what? I can't just put a product on? No, you have to. One thing that does help a lot in keeping your hair moisturized is drinking a lot of water. You want to do that. You want to drink a lot of water. And I know that sounds like not the most important thing to do, but I'm telling you, your internal health dictates how your hair is going to look. That dictates your skin, that dictates your eyes, and that definitely dictates your hair. That was a lot of information. I just spilled it out. But this is why I wanted to do a video about it, because you had a lot of questions and concerns, and I have a lot of answers and advice. Know that hair health is a journey and that it will take time. Give yourself patience and understanding to really work with yourself to understand how your hair works. Thank you for putting in your questions. If you have any more questions, put it down in the comments below. Anyone else who have seen this besides Key Lime Pie, put your questions down below, and or advice. If you have similar problems to what she has, put your advice in the comments below and help her out. Thank you for calling Hair Care Hotline. I hope you're satisfied. Goodbye.